wanted to do a video on the Roberts Court case of Citizens United versus the Federal Election Commission and its role in the upcoming elections. It's getting a lot of crap right now from the Democrats who don't like the fact that they're losing in the polls, but this is a very good thing. The Republicans have now, this is quite astonishing, we have a 6-to-1 advantage in funding this year because of this decision. And the reason this is a good thing is because it's shutting down the class war. And this was Obama's really big thing, was the class war. If you look into his comments and his record, his associations and so forth, and many of the people that were working in his campaign. And I know a lot of people voted for him because they were Democrats ordinarily, or a lot of people were sort of caught up in the euphoria of it. But I don't know if you know this, and I know this because at college, they're all over the place. There are a lot of really radical leftists working for him. In fact, one guy I know I was actually kind of disgusted by it because he actually went down to Venezuela to, quote, help Chavez's socialist revolution down there. And he was very adamant about working for Obama as opposed to Hillary because he knew that Obama was going to engage in class warfare, and this really disgusted me. Now, they're saying that this ruling, or this is basically allowing the corporations to, quote, steal our democracy, unquote. Well, no, it's not being stolen at all. It's being confiscated, or not confiscated, but rather moderated, because the people who vote for class warfare are simply using it irresponsibly. They don't have any business voting themselves other people's property rights. So if they can't properly behave themselves in a democracy, well, we're just going to have to babysit them. Alright? So this is a good thing because this ruling, now the corporations are able to push forward anyone they want in the future and pretty much drown out any attempt at class warfare in the future. So this is a good thing because this is just squashing out this crap once and for all. People are not going to be able to go up and vote themselves other people's property, and you actually can see this with some of the quotes in the Obamacare ruling, the Obamacare law. The people advocating for it were saying that a just healthcare system involved necessarily redistribution of wealth, which is complete garbage. You can't steal something and call it justice. And so now this is shutting it down, and from now on, what's really nice about this is we can finally move forward on real issues. Class warfare is an illegitimate issue because people don't have any right voting themselves other people's stuff, but instead, they did this, they then shut out legitimate issues of achieving, pursuing national greatness or legislating moral virtue. And we have a lot of howls at that one. This is a valid thing because if you just look at Leo Strauss's work, for example, he pointed out that contract theory went down the wrong direction, and classical theory had it right, which was you work for what is best for the polis or the city-state, and not just what you vote yourself someone else's property and you end up with democratic failures like that. And so, by definition, if you're going to try to achieve what's best for the polis, that means what is, by definition, best in an ethical sense as well, which is legislating moral virtue or pushing that. And then also, by that token, trying to achieve some sort of real progress with the polis, or the city, to paraphrase Strauss's works. So, that would pursue such things as foreign policy and good foreign policy, and I actually have a friend who's in foreign policy. He's going to try to go to the RAND Corporation, but he was saying that pretty much everyone in the foreign policy and intelligence communities were having a huge problem with Obama. They had almost no respect for the guy. These were all professionals and academics who work in the field, and he was completely derelict when it came to those kind of issues, and he's also completely derelict when it comes to moral virtue issues. And so his only issue was an illegitimate one, which is class warfare, and thanks to the Roberts Court, that's gotten squashed out now, and we're not going to put up any more of this crap with people voting themselves other people's stuff. So that's my opinion on that. It's not a bad ruling at all. This is a very good thing because it's moderating the intemperate desires of people to steal other people's stuff and try and get away with it. So that's all. See you guys.